Calaroga Shark Media.
Live from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, where you shouldn't drink with the hotties for Harris until 2 a.m. if you have to record a podcast, this is Ballot.
That's right. But on the other hand, you only live once. And old Mac Davies had himself quite the night with the hotties, and I'm feeling much better now thanks to some Luella's Southern Kitchen. Google it. Let's hit this. Well, as I hang around the convention center until... What are we going for tonight, Dems? 1 a.m., 2 a.m.? You guys ever hear the theory of putting the big star on at 10? Donald Trump is at it again, tossing out more bizarre hot takes than a 24-hour news cycle can handle. This time, he's got his sights set on Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. And in true Trump fashion, he's taken it to a whole new level of weird. In a post that read like a fever dream, Trump decided to drag Shapiro's religion into the mix. Yep, nothing says rational political discourse quite like throwing around a guy's faith to score points. Trump labeled Shapiro as the highly overrated Jewish governor of the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Now, why the sudden obsession with Shapiro? Oh, just because Shapiro had the audacity to say that Trump is a man with no guardrails who wants to take away our rights and our freedoms. Ouch. So naturally, Trump's response was to call Shapiro out for fighting for Comrade Kamala Harris and to claim that she hates Israel. Because when you're Donald Trump, the best way to rebut criticism is to throw in some casual references to communism and religious identity. Trump went on to claim that he's done more for Israel than anyone in the history of, well, everything. I have done more for Israel than any president. And frankly, I have done more for Israel than any person. And it's not even close, he proclaimed. Yeah, he said that. And just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, he dragged Vice President Harris into the mix, suggesting that her not picking Shapiro as a running mate was an insult to Jewish people. Shapiro, of course, fired back, calling Trump the least credible person to listen to when it comes to hate and bigotry, and certainly anti-Semitism. He also reminded everyone that anti-Semitism has no place in their conversations, let alone their political discourse. Trump recently got all fired up over reports that the late Queen Elizabeth II and found him very rude, and because why not, decided to claim that he was her favorite president. Move over Dwight, Ronnie, and Barack. Trump's rewriting history again. So here's the setup. A journalist named Craig Brown, who's apparently in Trump's sleazebag Hall of Fame, published a book claiming the Queen wasn't exactly a fan of the Donald. She supposedly thought he was rude, and even speculated that his marriage to Melania might have some arrangement. Ouch. But Trump, never one to shy away from a good ghost fight, decided to hit back, insisting the whole story was totally false. In an interview after a rally in North Carolina, he went on to suggest that they were basically besties, chatting on the reg. I spoke to her often, he said, like he was calling up an old buddy to reminisce about the good old days. And then, the piece de resistance. She said to friends of mine that President Trump was my favorite president. Sure, Don, and I'm sure she also told you that Buckingham Palace was originally designed with Trump Tower in mind. But wait, it gets better. Trump didn't stop at just defending himself. He decided to drag the Queen's impeccable legacy into the mud. It's a shame that a sleazebag can write an article that's totally false, he fumed. And just like that, he managed to turn a mild historical critique into a full-blown paranormal political feud. Of course, this isn't Trump's first rodeo with outlandish claims. But seriously, trying to win a posthumous popularity contest with the Queen? That's a new low, even for him. The Queen met 13 out of the 14 U.S. presidents during her reign, and she was known for her diplomacy and grace. She wasn't exactly the type to play favorites, unless you count her corgis. But Trump, he's convinced he was top dog. Meanwhile, former royal staffers and just about anyone with a shred of common sense are rolling their eyes. One former Buckingham Palace staffer even chimed in, calling the whole idea ridiculous. But hey, in Trump's world, why let facts get in the way of a good story? So there you have it. Donald Trump versus the ghost of Queen Elizabeth II. The feud we never knew we needed or wanted. Well, it looks like John Legend just hit a sour note at the Democratic National Convention, quite literally. The Grammy-winning crooner took the stage with Sheila E. to perform Prince's iconic Let's Go Crazy. But instead of getting people to party like it's 1999, he left them wondering if they had accidentally stumbled into a bad karaoke night. Legend, who's usually known for his smooth vocals, seemed to miss the memo that Prince's music isn't exactly in the same lane as All of Me. Social media quickly lit up like Times Square on New Year's Eve, and let's just say, the reviews were not glowing. One unimpressed fan on X, formerly Twitter, didn't hold back. Who the hell decided that John Legend was the perfect pick to perform Let's Go Crazy? Don't do that crap again. Another fan wasn't exactly feeling the Legend vibes either, declaring, I don't want to hear John Legend sing Prince songs. And then there was the piece de resistance. Why did they choose John Legend to perform a Prince song? He can't hit the notes and he has no vibe. What an insult to Prince's legacy. Honestly, people, leave it alone already. Have some respect. Ouch. You know it's bad when people are using all caps for emphasis. And if that wasn't enough, someone posted a gif of Logan Roy from Succession, looking thoroughly unimpressed, captioning it, Prince in heaven seeing John Legend's tribute to him. Legend's performance came just before Minnesota Governor Tim Walz took the stage for his big moment. And you can bet there were more than a few side eyes being exchanged in the audience. Let's not forget that Prince, the beloved musical genius, was a native of Minnesota. So yeah, no pressure or anything, John. Now Sheila E., who actually knew and worked with Prince, was on stage with Legend and reportedly brought the heat. But it seems that even her killer drumming couldn't save the night from the lukewarm reception to Legend's rendition. Alright folks, gather round for some piping hot political pizza drama. So New York Governor Kathy Hochul, while in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, decided to weigh in on one of the most divisive issues of our time, pizza. And not just any pizza, Chicago deep dish. Now, when handed a slice of Chicago's beloved deep dish, she didn't exactly jump for joy. In fact, she looked at it like it had just insulted her mother. When asked to take a bite on camera, she hesitated, looked the pizza up and down, and basically said, "Why is it so tall?" And then she dropped the ultimate diss. An hour to cook? I'm a New Yorker. We don't have an hour for pizza. We want our pizza like we want our Subway. Fast, greasy, and with just a hint of danger. Yes, folks, she's practically the Michelangelo of mozzarella. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for the deep dish defenders, she delivered the final blow. If you want to know about pizzas, talk to me. So, Chicago, sorry. But it looks like your pizza just isn't cutting it in the Empire State. But hey, at least you've still got your hot dogs. Just don't try offering her one of those. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI. You know who could use AI? The Democrats who make the nightly schedule. How about we get out of here before 12:30 tonight?